quick.
All right. Hey, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of I'm a Leo. And on today's episode, I'm really excited because I have my bestie joining me today. Do you want to
Not Leo.
introduce yourself?
I'm Aquarius, but it's okay.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
19, addicted to tattoos.
Oh, what's your name?
Destiny. I'm Aquarius. I don't know my 3 risings, sadly. And I have TikTok. That's all. I don't know what to say.
All right. So one thing that I like to do, like in my old podcast, was like kind of give a little backstory of how we met. So Destiny and I first met at work. We used to work together. I feel like she was one of the first people to come up to me and like just say anything in general. I think I was going in for my interview, and she was like, "Hi, I'm Destiny. I really like your shirt," and like walked away. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's so cool."
No, I gave you a hug too.
Oh yeah,
I was like, can I hug you?
You gave me a hug. I was like, everyone was so excited apparently because I was like the first guy in a while to like work there. So I was like, okay, cool, like this is nice. And yeah, like ever since then, like we finally started working together, a couple shifts here and there, and then we just like
I don't
literally
know when we like started hanging out though. Was it at the Great America?
that was the first time. Yeah. Because I remember
Yeah.
like literally like I think it was like a shift or two ago. Like before that, you were like, "Oh, I want to take you out for drinks," and I was like, "Oh my god, yeah, like I'm down."
Yeah, I was like, do you drink?
I was like, "Yeah." I'm so nervous. All right. Um, I
No,
don't know.
wait. No,
What?
and we started getting close and stuff when you noticed me talking to the hella different dudes
Mm-hmm.
at work.
Oh my god, do you see that? My light's like. Oh, there we go.
Backstory, I was always FaceTiming different dudes at work during my lunch that
Yeah.
many people didn't know who I was actually talking to. And then Jonathan caught me talking to like a whole bunch of different dudes and didn't know if they were like my boyfriend or not.
No, I saw one guy. I forgot who it was, and then I was like, "Oh, she has a boyfriend. That's like so nice." Because and so I like remember like I think another shift after that, I walked in on you again on your break, and you were talking to a different guy. I was like, "Oh, she probably has like a friend," and then another guy, and I was like, "Oh my god, like where are all these guys coming from?" And so I didn't know. Like I literally thought you had like multiple boyfriends. I was like, "Oh, that's so nice."
And that's how we connected.
I know because we started talking about it. I feel like we had taste though because we like are very into like whites.
Not no
Well,
more.
well, not no more. I know. That was like old destiny. But yeah, that was super fun. Um, I guess like first we could start with like how like I guess from when we met to now, like everything that we've like been through, like what's been like the craziest. What has changed? I feel like a lot has changed for both of us in just that short time, especially. And I feel like I've gotten to like witness hell of it too.
And I think our like mental like personality shit too. Like we went through a lot, if I'm being honest. And we
Breakup.
met in like what, like we started hanging out in October.
Yeah.
And really the span of October to like the end of the year, holy shit happened. Like we're helping each other with boy problems.
Yeah.
You got me into like being a sugar baby, which I could have got kidnapped.
I know, but it was fun though. I feel like it was fun while it lasted, and like I feel like we could have done more with it. You know what I mean?
I mean, the account's still up.
Yeah, the account's still up. We can still do stuff. But it's crazy though because it's been only 4 months since like our first hangout and stuff, and like it's crazy.
And all the sugar daddies and all of us shopping,
Hmm.
getting tattoos. What
Yeah.
else?
I'm gonna tell you crazy. I was like literally like there for like your first. Well, like not there with you, but like I saw your first tattoo, and then fast forward to now. I think you and I are like neck and neck, or I think you have more than me, right? Because I have like
I
13, I think.
have 11.
Okay,
Are
I
we
think I
talking?
have. Yeah, I have like 12 or 13. I'm going for the 14th one. I feel we should go get another one. Mm.
Raya.
Your mirror's about to fall off.
No, she's crazy. But
Yeah.
what else happened? Figure out. Losing friends.
Yeah, I feel like not even losing friends, but it's like more like evolving. I feel like I don't know, like I was like I forgot who I was talking about, but I was like I feel like for me, like I've noticed that throughout like the years, like the months or whatever, like people who really care about me or like have been there for me and stuff like that, like are still here. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's like everyone who didn't. Wait, I feel like my light's about to like, go off on me. Hold on. Okay, there we go. No, yeah, wait. No, I was like on this.
Bruh, you
It's like dying. It's like you gotta
should.
go. Okay, but yeah, no, I feel like out of like all of the people that we've gotten like really really close to with like work and stuff like that, like I feel like only a little bit of us like really just like connected. You know what I mean?
No, I'm like, I don't know. I think it's like we're growing up and like we're noticing friendships and all that and like who's really down for you and stuff. And I think when it comes to like beneficial friendships,
Mm,
like let's say like you help someone, but will they be there to help you? You know?
yeah.
Yeah, they were like finally understanding them, especially like since yeah we're in tough times right now. But like at the end of the day, like don't do that fake friend shit to you,
Yeah.
you know.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like for me, yeah, it's similar. I'm like, damn, like that sucks that like you could meet somebody and like get really, really close to them and like
Yeah,
something happens and all of a sudden they're like gone. You know what I mean? With
yeah,
relationships and friendships, I feel like it's the same thing. And it's like you only want to keep people around that are doing things for with good intentions and the right intentions. For
uh-huh.
sure. And that are like very considerate because it's like, I don't know. That sucks. And then what else has been going on?
Working at retail.
I know. Honestly, the worst. I feel like I hate it. I really do.
I think us meeting each other in my first ever retail job when I literally trained you when I didn't even have the full development and skills yet. Actually, to
Yeah.
be here to be like training you was a lot of pressure. And I think after moving from that retail job to another retail job, I can see the difference. I would say, I'm telling everyone, do not work at a place that's all like girl management.
Not even that, because I feel like I've gotten to work at a place where it was all girl management and it's been like it was good for the most part. I just feel like a lot of it has to do with just them and how they are as like leaders and stuff like that. And like, because I feel like I've been like I have my good share of like experience being like a manager and like with my new job that I'm getting and like I'm gonna go in as a manager there. It's
Yeah,
like I understand the whole like, oh, it's not them, it's like their bosses, it's their higher ups, it's the district
and it's just
managers.
corporate
Yeah, and
too.
it's corporate in
And
general. So like they play a huge part in it and it's like I understand the pressure of like having somebody on your shoulder constantly telling you what to do and like how to run your store and stuff like that. But it's like I feel like that still doesn't like
yeah,
have anything to do with like you going behind your associates back with other managers and talking badly about them. Like I don't think corporate is on your shoulder telling you to do that stuff. Like that is just you and that's just how you are as a
yeah.
person. And that's why people just don't like you. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. And I think like that proving like when it comes to management and it's kind of proving the fact that like your age doesn't really define your mature because like literally they're grown adults and they're
Yeah.
maturing like, acting like that when we're younger than them. That's like I kind of believe in the saying that like your age determines how mature you, but then again not because like I think it also comes from where you're from and how you're raised too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Or it's like the environment that you want to create, especially because it's
Yeah.
like I feel like the work environment, like, where we used to like work and stuff like that, like was nice. Like I feel like when I first started, I was like super excited. I was like, okay, cool. Like
No, yeah.
I
Oh, Exactly, me too. Because I'm gonna be honest, before I started working there, I did do my research on TikTok
Yeah, I
because
didn't. I was just
I saw a whole bunch of videos talking about the same thing that we're going through.
mhm. I didn't. I was just like, "Oh, I love, like, getting shit from here, so I'm gonna work here." But I don't know, like, I, like see, cause like, I got to meet you, and, like, right away, and, like, before I even met, like, the managers or anything, like, you were, like, literally the first person I met, and you were, like, hella, like, nice and very, like, welcoming, and I was like, "Oh, shit, like, it's, like, a really nice environment." And then I ended up meeting a bunch of other people and connecting with everyone, cause I'm a very, like, social, like, just outgoing person.
Um,
So I feel like it was really, really easy to, like, adjust into, like, that environment and, like, being able to, like, make new friends and, I don't know, just, like, really enjoy it, but I feel like it's, like, later on it just became super, super toxic, and it's, like I feel like I'm, like, super, like, exaggerative, like, I feel like I love to, like, start shit. You know what I mean? I love I'm like, I love
of
to start
course, you're a Leo.
right, I'm like, I love to start shit, and then I wait a bit, and watch it unfold, and I watch everyone get involved, and then everything, and then, like,
You're like, let
I
me
walk
plant
away.
this seed.
Yeah,
Let me light the the fire.
I know, and it's like, yeah, let me just, like, you know, fuel the
Mhm.
fire here real quick, and then, like, I'm gonna dip, and then I'm gonna come back later when everything's, like, all messy and shit. But it's like,
Where
I don't
you
know.
burn down.
Yeah, and it's, like, definitely, like, in every single position that I've been at, especially with, like, you guys, like, you and, like, everyone else, like, I have gone if I get really, really close to someone and, like, I consider them, like, more than just, like, friends, like, I consider them, like, family and stuff like that, and, like, I will do anything to, like, defend them. You know what I mean? Like, I'll do whatever it takes. Like, even if I get shit for it, it's like I don't care what people talk about. Like, I don't give a shit if people talk shit about me. You know, I know like at work, like shit is spoken about a lot of people. I know that. I've heard it. I'm like, I've been there, I've experienced it. You feel it, you know? It's like it's just one of those things where you're just like, oh yeah, that's for sure happening. But it's like, I don't know, it's so weird because I feel like I like with you, for example, like there's been obviously like certain situations popping up and stuff like that. And it's like I will do whatever I can to defend you, to defend all of our other friends, you know? And so it's like obviously
I
shit,
want
I
to be
don't know how to
surprised. It's like a freaking Ulta burn book. Oh, not not me face to faces. We're
I'm like I'll censor it.
gonna not me saying it, but like yeah. I
But
don't know. It'd
yeah,
be hella funny if like companies that have like the bad management and stuff and like drama. That there's actually a burn book or like a
yeah.
most heated,
Most hated employee, my face is right there. But
most
yeah,
lazy,
it's like
most buying boba. Oh my
most
god!
apparently to them most laziest. And like my face is on there. Or like no, what did they say one time? Most troublemaker.
And what did it say? The most. It said something about me being dumb. No correlation.
Oh my god, yeah, no correlation.
Uh huh.
Can you even hold a bowling ball? Oh my god. But yeah, it's like
Not
I
the
don't know.
body shaming.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like yeah, our
It's
job or
okay if
like
you get body shamed. Imagine body shaming in 2021. I almost forgot what year it was.
yeah. Imagine body shaming when you literally look like Gru from Despicable Me. Like,
It's
no. What?
oh my god, grew into little minions.
Yeah, imagine. That's literally like them. I'm like, oh my god. But no, it's like I don't know. I feel like overall, I get along with everyone really, really easily. Every time I walk into a new environment, a new job, a new anything, like I am very like,
Yeah, I
oh, I'm
feel
gonna give
just
everyone
click
a
with everyone.
yeah, I
Like,
click with everyone and I feel like I'm always like walking into everything with an open mind and I'm like, I don't want to come to any assumptions or I don't want to take other people's gossip and like paint a narrative of who that person is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna walk into the job and be like, oh, like Destiny is like this is not, and then like all of a sudden I'm gonna be like, oh well, I'm gonna believe them. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not gonna believe anything they
yeah,
say until I see that
honestly,
firsthand.
I'm like the type of person that like not gonna believe that. I wanna like witness that firsthand experience, you know? Like if they say they're two faced and like I'm gonna still like I would keep my distance, but like I'll try to see like if they're actually two faced, you know?
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, I feel like overall, like, I'm so happy we're both out of there. Well, I'm about to be out of there, and like you're out of there because
Oh yeah.
yeah, I feel like we're doing so much
It's
better now.
just crazy because like the people that literally were there before me warned me about all this shit. Like
Yeah,
having to, me witness it and me tell you and then you having one witness it, it's like a domino effect. Obviously, there needs to be a stopper.
yeah, because it's like right away I did notice a lot of tension, a lot of drama, and I was like, no offense, but this is pretty much an all girl environment. It's like,
Mhm.
what else are you gonna expect? You know what I mean? But it's like once I started actually like noticing it firsthand and got to experience it and was even involved with it, I was like, oh yeah, shit. Like this is not just because they're girls; it's because they're just like that. You know what I mean? And so that's what I'm saying. Like when a lot of my friends at work have like gone through like shit and like have in a way technically were forced to quit, I was, like that just doesn't sit right with me. And I'm like, I'm gonna do everything I can in my power to like bring awareness to that issue. And I hate like corporate, especially with this company, because I feel like they don't care and
Mhm.
like they see us as like replaceable essentially. It's like
And it's
why would I
crazy
listen
'cause,
to
like the company that we're working at, like I I was waiting to because it says like in the like to apply there you had to be 18. So I was literally waiting to be 18 to actually work there because I remember being at 16. I was like, oh my god, I really want to work here because I thought like like retail, especially when it has to do with makeup, that like like it'll be a good experience compared to like working in like food and all that. Like
yeah,
I used to work at like like a food company too, like
and
cafe. Like going from a cafe to working in that like that type of retail, I was really happy and like, excited. But finding out that like this is like how this company and corporate treats their employees, it makes my expectations like like standards go higher because like I don't want to be treated like that. Very like I'm not appreciated or unfair. Yeah, it's
yeah,
like going from that company to the company I'm at now, big change. I'm like, really, and they like they actually like talk to me and stuff, asking like, oh, do I have like any understanding about this? I'm like, yeah, like thank you. And then I think it's kind of sad that like if you're a manager and seeing like an employee and one of your new employees go from a company that bad to your company, and then like because like I was very appreciative going to the company I'm at now, and I was kind of acting like a little baby because I was like, oh, you guys do this? They're
yeah.
like, yeah. I'm like, they're like, and they'll be like, they didn't do that at your other company. I'm like, no.
No, they talk shit about us at our other company. They talk hella shit about us. But it's like, I mean, I don't care. And it's like same. I worked at food and I feel like for me personally it's different because I don't know how many jobs you've had, but I've had like I'm going on to my fifth job.
This is literally like my second job, but no, the one I
Oh.
was at was, and now this is my third job.
Okay, see, like you're
Yeah.
similar. Because
Yeah.
mine is like I'm going on to my fifth job and
Mhm.
like I've been working since I was like 17. So it's like,
Oh shit, me too. What the?
yeah, my first ever job was at Panda Express and like I had major beef with them because like the manager was I'm not gonna
I
say
mean,
which one it
Panda
is.
Express earlier.
I love Panda. I know I still eat the food there. I'm like, hey, can I get my discount? But it's like, the one that I worked at, like the manager was never there. So like there was just a lot going on, and a lot of it had to involve me, of course, because I'm always like the center of attention. So it's like
At the other
great.
place.
So it's like, I was there for 4 months. I caught on pretty fast. I was, like, so just willing to start working and making my own money and stuff, and, like, plus I started working to help out, like, my mom and shit because like, we were just going through a really hard time, and it was, like, she had to pick up, like, a second job, essentially. So it's like, I'm 17, I can work, like, why not start working? Like, let me do something, and I was still going to school, though, too, so it was like, I had to balance both of them. So within my first 4 months there at Panda, I got promoted to a shift leader. And so I did like a lot. And then essentially it's like after becoming a shift leader, I was a shift leader for 3 weeks. And then the manager was like, oh yeah, let's start assistant manager training. And it was like a really like I was getting bumped up like super, super quick, but I feel like I was just so willing to take it and take this opportunity that I caught on pretty fast. But it's like the one thing though is that like the store manager was never there. She was always on vacation.
No.
So it's like us as like shift leaders and like managers and stuff like that. It's like we had a lot more pressure on us because when there, it's like it's not like where we were at, where like what's it called? Like the district manager or whatever, like would let you know, like, hey, we're gonna show up. It's like they would show up unannounced. Like they wouldn't let you know or anything. They wouldn't give you like a warning. They were just like, we show up whenever we want. And so a lot of the times, like our store was a really like a mess because we were so busy. It was the weekend or whatever, and like we would get shit for it because the manager was never there. And I was like a minor working 13 plus hours, which is illegal. People have actually sued Panda for that, and I didn't know that, so I could have sued if I wanted to. And
Mhm.
then a lot of like my hours were being like not counted right, and like essentially it was just like becoming too much for me, and I was like, I have to go, and I literally quit on the spot. And then Old Navy, I was like fired because I didn't have the proper training. So they um I didn't get proper training when it comes to the employee discount. So when I was using it, I was using it wrong the whole time. And to them, it's like, oh, you were given proper training. So what you were doing was like theft. You were stealing essentially. Because I was giving my discount to family members, but they never explained that to me. Because that was my first job with the employee discount. Because Panda would only give you like free food, they wouldn't give you like a discount or anything.
Mhm.
So I wasn't used to like a whole employee discount kind of like policy thing, and they never explained it to me. So they ended up charging me like 200 and something dollars that I had to pay back, and they were like, "Oh, you're fired." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And so then Bath and Body Works, they were giving me 3 hour shifts. That was like my third job, Bath and Body Works, and I was like, they were giving me
Mhm.
3 hour shifts from where I live to that location. It was like at least $50 to Uber to and from, and I had no transportation, and they were only like giving me like 3 4 hours. I'm like, I'm not gonna go to work, pay $50 for Ubers because I have nobody to give me a ride, just to like not even make what I'm paying for Uber. You know what I mean? I'm paying more to get there than what I'm paying to like what I'm getting paid to like work there and stuff. And so I called, I let them know, and then I just quit. And so I quit like right on the spot. It was my birthday too. I was like, I'm not gonna work on my birthday 3 hours only when I could be getting ready. You know what I
Oh
mean? Yeah. And then like now this place that I don't want to say, I don't want to say the name yet because I'm not there. Well, I'm still there, so like I want to wait. But it's
Mhm.
like, yeah, I don't know. It's like I've noticed that every single job I've had, it's always been issues with management. Everything is management. And I feel like a lot of retail places, at least in this area, like lack like proper management.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a company will see you doing the slightest thing that to them stands out, and they're like, oh yeah, that's manager material, and then they'll bump you up. But then once you feel that power, once you know or like realize how much is like you have on your hands, how much like power you have over everyone else, that gets in your head a little bit, because that's something that I kind of got at Panda, because at Panda, it's like I felt really bad at first because there was a lot of employees there who had been there for like 5 plus years, and still no promotion was even mentioned to them. And then then here comes some 17-year-old who just started and is already getting a shift leader. 3 weeks later is getting assistant manager, and I'm not even 18 yet. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so I understand why some people would like not like me and stuff like that, because they're like, "Oh, what's so special about him?" And like a lot of assumptions were made, like, "Oh, he's probably just kissing ass," like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so I'm just like, ugh, like fucking management sucks. I feel like I just haven't been able to find a place that like I feel super comfortable in. And plus I have a very like loud personality, and it's like
No,
I
you
tend to,
don't. Not at work.
well, not at work though, like not now, because it's like I tend to like shy down sometimes because I get like when it's all girls, I'm like, oh my god, I get like hella intimidated. You know what I mean? But it's like I just have like I just like I don't let people walk all over me. Like I don't like being taken advantage of. As like, and that's like one thing. Like when it comes to work, it's like I don't care who you are. Like you could be like the higher up, you could be a district. It's like I'm not gonna let you treat me any less than just because you have somewhat more of the power than I do. You know what I mean? Because that doesn't stop you from doing some sneaky ass shit, which is what where we used to work like would do. You know what I mean? Like cutting of the hours. Like my hours were cut as soon as I gave in my notice. And I took screenshots of my schedule too, because I knew it was gonna happen. I was like, let me just do it so people don't think I'm crazy, and they're like, oh, you're just overreacting. I'm like, nope. I took screenshots. Days that I had scheduled on there, the hours changed, and then days that I was supposed to work were cut off. So I'm like, I don't know, it just sucks.
I think it's
Oh,
crazy because, like, of course, like, like, since you started working at 17, like, me too, like, us, like, we come from, like, like, we live in a very, like, not even, like, the best neighborhood, especially, like, like, we're not rich and all that. So of course, like, most of the taking like jobs. I mean, some of these are that young, but like it's still like in high school. Like us having to take jobs at a young age. It is like a really good like way to like start somewhere in life, but also very
yeah,
hard. Like struggling with school and like work, especially like people that started working before like 17.
yeah,
Like I think like having to grow and like work at 17 in like a bad environmental like management is very like mentally draining because like your expectations of work will be like, oh, what am I supposed to do then, or like you feel like you're not like your feelings are like invalid to ask for help and all that. So I'm like, it's kind of sucks that like there's not actually like good like corporates or companies that we actually know will take in like like people like younger than 18s, they could actually get a mindset of like how they should be treated in a workplace. Because maybe if we got that, like knowledge to like we wouldn't be like this place right now.
yeah.
We probably would have been a manager.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't know. Like now, it's like the pressure's on me, and like I kind of have to like put myself in their position because like I'm gonna be manager at like this new location. So it's like I know that like
About it though, like
typically
working with like bad management, it's like like how you should
I
be
know
treated.
what I don't want to do, and I know
Like,
how I don't
know,
want to
like,
be.
how like what you say can affect the associates,
Yeah,
especially just like something small. Like they're doing something wrong. You obviously don't want to put them down. You just tell them like, oh, like it's okay. The next day, the better day.
yeah.
And
It's really discouraging.
yeah, you don't
Like they
want to make
don't.
them cry. Like let a
I
manager.
know. It's like you don't want to make your associates cry. Like you don't be a bitch. You know what I mean? It's like it sucks though too because it like they don't realize how a lot of us like well not I wouldn't include myself anymore. I feel like now personally, like I'll be honest, from like where I was back then, like financially, like I feel like I am doing a lot better now than I was before. So I feel like I'm just working to continue to get that income. Cause like essentially it's like I wanna have like my own business. I wanna do like my own thing, you know what I mean? So it's like I don't wanna have to keep having to rely on other people and shit like that. So it's like it's weird, but it's like I feel like when now that I'm gonna become a manager and do that stuff, it's like I want to make it a safe environment for everyone. I want to make sure that everyone feels included and everyone feels like heard and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because like I would hate to fuck with like someone's like mental health. You know what I mean? Especially because like for me, like I have a lot of anxiety and like I get really like I don't know, like I don't like doing everything like, like to impress people. I don't want to be an overachiever, but it's like sometimes when I feel like I'm being slow or like I get really, really insecure, like I really start like second guessing myself. And when they're
Yeah,
like constantly yelling at you and like
something that like you don't know too. Like you never got like proper training of, so you're kind of scared to ask for help. But then again, like some people are okay helping, but other people are like, what the fuck? Like I'm not getting paid to train you.
wait, hold on. Sorry, my computer's like about to die. I'm
Oh
like,
my
oh.
god.
I know, but I'm telling my brother to get the charger and stuff. But yeah, I feel like you know, we're doing better now. That's what matters now. We're
Yeah.
not gonna be like in toxic environments anymore. I feel like we should change onto a different.
Relationship wise too. I'm basically
No.
married.
For me, yeah, that's good though. I'm so excited for you, and I forgot who I was talking about. I was like, oh, I'm so happy that like, you found somebody, because wait, hold on.
Ow, my legs.
But yeah, it's like I don't know. It's so weird because like I feel like right now I'm definitely in a place mentally where I'm like, oh, like I want to find something more serious. You know what I
Mm,
mean? I feel like I haven't really talked much about like how this last one like really impacted me because I feel like I mean I'm not gonna like go around and like spread their business or spread like because I have never really done that. I've always wanted to keep everything like private and stuff like that. But it's like I feel like I went through a lot during like the whole like breakup and stuff like that because it's like in a way I was sort of like forced to like tell myself that I didn't have feelings for them. You know what I mean? Just because due to the circumstances and stuff. Again, I'm not gonna like go in detail because it's not my place to, but I don't know, like in a way, like it just sucked because I felt like I was forced to let go of someone who I really did have a lot of feelings for and I really did like care about so much. I still do. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
still do and it just sucks because it's like I felt like during the time like I was more invested into it than they were. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And I've talked to them about that too, and like we both have had multiple conversations, and I don't know, like it was definitely like I feel like they were just going through a lot. They needed time, they needed like space, and so I me being like the respectable person that I am was like, yeah, like I'm down to give someone that if that's what they really need, like I don't mind. But I feel like over like while everything was happening, it was like a whole week long thing. Like I never really gave myself time to like to grieve or to like process like the fact that I'm like, oh shit, like this is like happening. You know what I mean? And so like as like it was a little over a month ago that it happened, and like even now, like to this day, like I still get really upset about it just thinking about it because I'm like, damn, like we really could have had something, but it's like you know? And it's like I feel like because I had to keep my emotions bottled in because I had to be the stronger person at the time, it's like I forgot about all those feelings until like it eventually became too much and they were all bottled up and like they came back and I was just like, well damn. Like now what? You know what I mean? And so I don't know, I feel like now I feel like
Oh,
I feel good now, which is like it's good. I feel like I'm doing a lot better. I'm not like crying myself to sleep and shit like that. And so I don't know, I feel like I can like now talk to them as like friends and like not be like
no, like like I believe that like people come in your life for a reason, even if they don't last long. Like obviously you're gonna learn something or like temporary feeling if anything. And if anything, you never know. You guys might cross paths again, like that type of way.
that's
That's
what I'm
so.
saying. Yeah.
But you don't want to force it though, because forcing it would just like forcing is kind of like a bad way to get a relationship with someone. I obviously think like it should go like unexpectedly, because like me and my boo, we happened unexpectedly, and after that, like I knew it was the right thing because ever since I've been with him, like a whole bunch of stuff happening and all that, like the new job and TikTok's doing good. I cut off some friends, but like
Yeah.
that's not my fault. Like I just think that like when you're at a good mindset and place, when just like a whole bunch of good things coming your way to, and like or even like you lose like a lot of things all at once, like the same like time span, then like I see it as a bright way that that like, oh, you have like new beginnings coming, to make
Yeah.
like making room.
And that's like something that I feel like I had trouble with because I was like, oh, like now that like they're gone, like what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? And it's like I part of me like kind of felt like I had to put everything on hold just to like tell myself like, oh, like it's gonna happen again, it's gonna happen again,
Oh
it's
my
gonna
gosh,
happen
she's
again. But
the
it's like,
box. Are
huh?
you?
But yeah, I don't know. It's like it's so weird, just like how fast everything happened and how different I wish the situation had gone. But then again, yeah, like you said, it's like everything happens for a reason. People come and go
I'm just like in a
all the
relationship
time.
too. It's like I'm gonna admit, like we noticed a lot of people's true colors right in the beginning of the year or like towards the end of last year. And like not gonna lie, it was heartbreaking. But then I knew like, it was better now than later. Because like I'd rather have all the bad stuff happen all at once than like later on when I'm like at a good place. Because like I
Yeah.
know it fucked up my mental health. So finding out that like, people aren't down for you and like support you or like are there for you as much you are for them,
Yeah, that.
it's just like it's crazy and heartbreaking. But then
Mhm.
like it's like a mind opener because then like you just had to choose your friends wisely, or even like cut off them before you like you even knew it. Like that night when we were drunk and we're just talking about friends.
Yeah. That was fun, and I feel like especially like I don't know, I feel like now like I'm very much at a like mental state of like, okay, cool, like what's meant for me will
Yeah, like,
stay.
yeah, like I don't chase, I attract.
Yeah, exactly. Me
And
with like
I
my crystals all over.
flow with like flow too quickly. That's like I really try hard with like friendships nowadays because like if
Yeah.
they're really like, be my friend and they'll stay my friend.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like now, for, like, again, like I'm at a very like mental state where I'm like, okay, cool. Like whatever is meant for me is gonna stay. You know, whatever comes is gonna come, and like,
Hmm.
you know, if it's like meant to be a part of my life, whether it's a
Yeah.
person, a thing, or whatever, like it's gonna stay. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And if they leave, or if something leaves, you know, out of my life, then it's like, okay, then they were never meant to stay. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? But then again, it's like I don't hold grudges. I don't, you know, like I'm just
No.
happy that like with this one, like things ended on really, really good terms. So it's like I still feel, you know, comfortable like talking to them and stuff like that. I just feel like with everything that's been going on, I really have been giving myself time to think and just, you know, especially with what
Yeah.
I want. You know what I mean? Like I feel like for a bit I kind of lost myself, you know, during this whole like time that we weren't together, and I was just like, shit, like what do I want? You know what I mean? For sure it wasn't like crying every night. Like I didn't want that. You know what I mean? So like I just like I need to do something, and so I don't know. I feel like I don't think the feelings are there anymore. You know, I told myself I'm like, oh, I'm gonna like try to like regain their attention and stuff like that, but it's like I gave up.
Yeah,
Like
it was
me,
really draining. I think
it
like
was super mentally draining,
I
and it's
know
like
like I feel like you're literally like during your breaks, like I could saw that you were going through it. And like obviously like at all those
yeah,
nights call me about it and stuff. Like I want the best for you, you know? And like I'm not gonna tell you like my input, like, oh leave them because I believe that like yeah, I'll give people my advice and opinion about like your relationship if they ask for it, but I'm not gonna give you like I'm not gonna tell you like, oh, do it what I say, because like at the end of the day, like only you know that person. Like I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know what really goes down in your relationship. All I can do is like support you.
And that's
Yeah.
nice, and that's what I like about you because I feel like you've always like kept it really, really honest. And I feel like you've always listened and stuff like that. Because like, yeah, it did hurt. Like if I'm being honest, like it hurt. Like
Hmm.
everything, like because it wasn't like yeah, even though it was a mutual decision, it was like I had to force myself to stop. And it's like obviously, like again, like I,
But
there's no
that's a way for you to grow too, though. Like
yeah.
that's like kind of like disciplining yourself, you know, and like that's how you know that like you're growing and not just like mentally, but like you know, like with relationships too.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like like there's no beef, there's nothing, like everything is on really, really good terms. It's like I feel like I really just like I'm happy that like now in my life, you know, I took the time to grieve. I cried all that I needed to cry, but now it's like I'm ready to move on.
Yeah.
I'm ready to move on to something different. I'm ready to in a way like do what's best for me because I feel like I'm such a people like pleaser, so it's like I'll do whatever it takes to make someone else happy. And I feel like that's what a lot of this was just like, you know, like I need to make that person
Mhm.
happy. I need to make my friends happy. I feel like I always like felt like I had to be the one to initiate everything and to start
Yeah.
everything and to make sure that like like I was the one behind the wheel when in a lot of like relationships, you know what I mean? And so I feel like, yeah, like I never really took the time to be like, oh, damn, like it would be nice if someone could do this for me, you know? And like, I don't know. I feel like it was just like, it sucks that it happened. You know, I'm still like, it's not something that you'll like, a breakup is not something that like
Yeah.
you'll get over like overnight, you know?
Like forget and like you know like move on that quick. I mean like there's some people that can move on quick and there's some people that not. And
Yeah.
like I know a lot of people think that like oh like if you move on quick that means that you didn't have true feelings for them. I think it's just like you know like when it
The
comes to like
circumstance that you were in.
yeah like and like how the relationship was like sometimes a lot of people can move on quick because they were treated badly or like they're
Yeah.
already detaching yourself in the relationship. And I think like it's okay. Like I think it's okay for some people to like be with their friends with their ex still, depending on like you know the situation, like how it ended. Because like obviously
Especially
you
like, yeah,
like
especially like with that.
Yeah, like you guys had like a connection and stuff, and you guys are on good terms. But I think like I personally think that like you shouldn't be friends with your ex if he or she was cheating on you.
Oh yeah, no, that for sure. No, like I feel like that I would never let it slide because because I just that's so stupid. But it's like I feel like for me, it's like I am down to be friends with anyone that I know I ended on really good terms with, and that I knew like there's still somewhat of a connection, maybe not romantically anymore, but there still is
Mhm.
somewhat of a connection there, whether that's friendship or just really, really close, like whatever it is. But it's like, yeah, I feel like also knowing like boundaries. Like that's one thing too, that like during this entire time, like, yeah, I'm down to talk still, I'm down to call, snap, whatever. But it's like knowing boundaries because at the same time, I don't want to end up hurting myself by once again kind of like trying to force something that maybe isn't there anymore.
Mhm.
Like I don't want to like light a fire that is like gonna go out soon again. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. I feel like now it's like it was hard for me to realize it at first because I was just so like, oh, like this is just so temporary, like this, we could do it again and stuff like that. And like I'm still not like ready to fully close that door. Like I'm not ready to fully be like, oh yeah, I'll never go out with them again. You know what I mean? Just because like I said, like there still is a really, really good connection there and like I'm down for it. They never did anything bad to me. I feel like it was just overall, it was just a really, really good. It was just like the way that that we described it because we've been talking about it is like right person, wrong timing. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean? I feel like we both just like weren't ready. Like mentally, like deep down, we just had a lot going on, and like I feel like I don't know, like I'm not ready to fully say like, oh yeah, I'll never go back with them because I feel like who knows? Right now I feel like I'm just letting things happen like naturally and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like I feel like part of me also feels like I kind of have to let go for a bit to find myself again and find what I really, really want. And then, like, for me to be able to fully move on. You know what I mean? So I feel like right now it's like I'm enjoying my time being single. Like, I just had my first, like, singles Valentine's Day and stuff like that. I went out to eat with some of the girls, and it was nice. It's nice. I feel like what makes it easier for me, especially because I have really really bad anxiety and stuff. So what makes it really easier
Go
for
to the
me,
club now.
huh?
Can we go to the club?
Oh my god, yeah, I'm so down. Let's
Oh
go
my
somewhere. Let's like have fun. Let's do another hotel night.
I want to do that. That was really fun.
And
I have work.
but we gotta go on somebody's birthday so we can get free stuff. Again.
Let me go get a fake ID.
I know. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm ready to, kind of like move on and settle and
Yeah, this should
we'll
be
see.
your healing era. Get
For
your
sure. That's definitely what it is. I feel like
your crystals. No, because oh my god, we should go to the crystal shop on Sunday.
we should because I don't have any and I want to get some, but I don't know where to get them from or like which ones are like legit
I'm
and
like
stuff.
trying to think because like we could either go SF, but if my aunt hang out with us, then we could just hang out at like Lake Shore or Berkeley because there's a lot of crystal places over there.
Wait, wait. Give me one sec. I'm gonna go grab my charger because it's at 1%.
Okay,
Okay.
you bitch. Noise. Need a cut. Where's my cat? Raya. 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 Raya.
Okay, I'm back.
Dude, you should have let me like do your Discord server.
I know. I feel like if I would have done it on Discord, it would have been like so much easier. But it's fine. I feel like this is fun because this makes it feel like more authentic.
This Discord too.
No, but I meant like the cutting and like not like too edited and stuff like that. I know Discord too, but I meant like like I couldn't figure it out. So it's like I'm just gonna go straight to Zoom because that's what I do.
Huh.
But yeah, I guess we covered relationships. You're in one, I'm not. um,
Married.
literally married. I know. I
Yeah.
saw like he posted on his story. I saw it through your story though. That like all the gifts and stuff you got him. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, man. Like, before I met him, I was going. I don't care. I would name drop like a whole shit with Gavin. What's his name? Edward.
Yeah.
It is crazy because right
I
after
was
me
Team Edward at one point. I think we all were.
and like my boo now, after we got back together, Gavin did try to come back, which is crazy.
Really? I don't
Yeah,
know that.
I gotta tell you. But I was like, I'm not doing that. And
Yeah.
I'm like at a good mental place right now that like in a happy relationship, no arguing or anything, and like
Yeah.
Raya. And like
Okay.
it's long distance too. I would long distance work if you and the other person put in the effort
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
and like me and the guy, I want to go see him for sure. You should go with me,
I'm down. Wait, where does he live again?
North Carolina.
All right, I'm down. Well, let's go.
Oh my god, look at Raya. I think she sees you. She's like, where you been? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
But I'm down. No, I feel like that's like really cool. Yeah, I feel like for
Oh
me,
my
long
god.
distance, it's like this is like one thing about me though. It's like I'm so insecure
Mhm.
that I feel like long distance for me is like, oh, it's just so much easier for them to cheat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like
Like,
that is scary because like long distance. It's not. This isn't my first long distance relationship, and like my first ever long distance was in middle school,
yeah,
and I wouldn't consider middle school relationships, so, like it's middle school, but I was with a guy and he and I were together for like 3 years on and off. So I wouldn't consider
yeah,
it a relationship. But he cheated on me multiple times and I kept letting him come back. Cause I was in middle school and I thought that like, you know, like I didn't know anything about relationships and
yeah.
he even like he tried to come back when I was talking to that guy for a year, the white guy I told you about. I don't even remember. The one I lost my virginity to.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he even tried coming back like last year. It's crazy because I was like my middle school sweetheart, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it depends on the trust in the relationship and the person because I don't know. I feel like a lot of people they say like, "Oh, I'm not gonna cheat because like I was cheated on too in the past." Like I don't believe in that shit. I think it's more of like of how you could tell how much they like you.
Yeah.
It's like
Mhm.
you could still cheat even though you got cheated on. So I don't get why it's like an excuse, you know?
Yeah, I know. And it's like, I don't know, it's so weird because like the way that I see it, it's like cheating is like has no excuse. You know what I mean? It's like if someone
And you even have to sleep with them that is considered cheating. Like even like you're talking to
yeah.
someone and like you have to lie that you're like lie to pick up the phone or
No, so yeah, because I
like
was
just like
like,
lying to your partner in general. Like I
mm-hmm.
could that cheating.
Because I was with someone who I like don't try to talk to about him anymore because it's like so stupid. Like this whole situation is so stupid. But I was with someone who it was like I think like a year ago, 2 years ago, and they were like I guess like they were considering cheating, or they technically did. I don't know if it's like cheating, but it's like they had met someone through a mutual friend who I guess like they became attracted to. And it's like, you know, that one thing where like they say like, oh, like it's a human thing to like find multiple people attractive. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's like, I get like, you know, like if they found that person attractive, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, cause I find certain people attractive too. You know what I mean? But it's
Hmm.
like, I don't have thoughts about them or like, I don't like want to be like, oh, I want to do something with them. This person that I was with, I guess like found this person attractive. And like this is what they thought. They were like, I'm gonna try to do something with them. If I click with them, then I'm gonna leave Jonathan and stay with them. And I was like, but then I guess like they started doing stuff and I guess they just never clicked. And so that person that I was with like came back to me and like I ended up finding out about it. And then their excuse was like, oh, but it's okay, I didn't click with them, so you know, like it's not bad. I'm like,
What?
I'm like, but you still did something. You still had thoughts about doing stuff. You found them
Like,
attractive.
what?
Yeah, and so it was so stupid, and I was like, "That makes no sense, like, you're
Mm,
so dumb." You know what I mean? Because 'Cause I'm like, I feel like I was less mad about and, like, one thing for me too, it's like when I've been in multiple, like, situations like that, like, with the whole cheating thing, and so that's why I don't like it 'cause it makes, like, feel, like, really, really insecure, but it's like, if you really, really love the person, they wouldn't be having thoughts like that. You know what I mean? Like every time somebody says, "Oh, I'll give you a second chance, I'll give you a third chance," blah blah. It's like for
mhm.
me, it's like yeah, like I feel like now it's a lot different because I feel like I've gotten to experience like a good
Yeah,
type of love. You know what I mean? But it's like I wouldn't want to give somebody a second chance over cheating because it's like if you really did love me, if you really did have those feelings, and you really like were meant everything that you said about me, it's like you wouldn't have gotten that urge to go and even like flirt with that person. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's like I'll give second chances if it was like a minor thing or if it was like something that I feel like we can both easily like talk out and like stuff like that or like fix. But it's like if it's cheating, it's like that's it. Like it's one and done. You know what I mean? Like you're not coming back for a second chance, so you can do it again. You know what I mean? So like I don't know. That sucks.
yeah. You never told me this before.
No, like that's what I'm saying. Like I just never like really like brought it up because I was like that's so dumb, and like because like even like with cheating, like anybody who's like ever like cheated on me and stuff like that, it's just like that just makes me feel really really insecure, and I don't like talking about it because I feel like for a long time like I really had to find that confidence to like do have that stuff. Like never like would I like back then be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna post on TikTok, and now it's like I'm gonna post like hella videos. You know what I mean? And so like I'm starting to post more, and like even with the podcast, I never thought like oh I'd be able to like sit down behind like my computer and like record an episode on my mic and stuff or like do it like differently now like where like I'm have my camera on, I'm gonna upload it and stuff like that, so it's like I don't know, like I'm slowly starting to like regain my confidence back and like start like feeling really good about myself that I feel like if I were to be in that situation again it would like fuck me up mentally because I'm so sensitive. I really am so emotional. It's like insane.
Yo,
I know, it's like literally in out in the public, I'm very like, "Oh, yeah, like, I don't give a fuck, blah, blah, blah," but then, like, when I'm, like, by myself, I'm, like, crying.
because my other best friend is a Leo.
I'm, like, crying myself to sleep. It sucks.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah. Um.
what else have we been through?
Oh my God. Okay, so I think this needs to be talked about a lot more. But people who use crystals as aesthetic, like, because I'm gonna be honest. Like, I started getting into crystals last year, but like I've been always like a spiritual person because like my family like the Asian culture, there's some Asian cultures that believe in like certain things, especially like afterlife.
Yeah,
So I feel like yes, not like last year was also the year that like a lot of people use crystals as an aesthetic. Like oh like I'm gonna throw a rose quartz in his car. Like what?
yeah,
And like me, like when I started hearing that shit, I was so very confused. Like, like why do people believe in that stuff and all that? So then I got more in depth about crystals. And next thing you know, I started getting a liking to it. And then, but I didn't do like, the crystals that were like to attract love and all that. Cause like you basically getting a crystal to attract love, that just like fucks up the term of like, I don't I don't chase, I attract. Cause like you basically are chasing, you're trying to throw a rock at someone.
yeah, and, like, hoping for them to fall in love with you.
Like
Yeah,
and like there are some crystals that like are very pretty, but like people have to understand like like crystals like it's not something like just used for aesthetic because like, there are certain crystals that don't go along with certain crystals too. So like if you're gonna wear like jewelry and shit and like it's like crystals that don't belong together, like that's also bad for like like yourself.
I
Especially
know,
when
yeah.
like you're just using it for like you only know like a certain part, like saying like, oh yeah, rose quartz because like it attracts love. I want him to fall in love with me. But like there's other benefits to that. And it
Mhm.
just because like it'd be literally like grown ups too. I'm not gonna name names, but that'd be like so obsessed with crystals and like
I'm like, "You know who you are?" I'm just kidding.
not like oh you are. Like I come up to you, you'd be like, oh I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
Like, I don't like to be fair. I don't know that much about like all the crystals, but like I don't fuck with the idea that like people use it for aesthetic, like because like crystals can, like, not just like, like kind of like manifesting, but also like, helping your like your mental health. And it can also be used for like, like bad shit. Like there's some girls out there, guys too, that be doing witchcraft.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people don't believe that. Like, yeah, and it's the same for me because it's like, well, I grew up in a very like Catholic like home and like environment and stuff. Like a lot of my family is religious. I feel like with like coming out and stuff like that. It's like I don't know, like I just like I started distancing myself from religion because I was like, it doesn't benefit me. Like I get it if a lot of people like like I know a lot of people who like because their family are religious, they have to like force themselves into it. And for me, it's like I just had to be really open and I was like, I really don't see this benefiting me at all. I'm not an atheist, like I'm not saying I don't believe in God or whatever, but it's like I just don't see the benefit of it.
Like I'm like I think it's very hard when like like you grow up in like a family or like a culture that like they have like their own certain beliefs, but that you
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
really connect with that because like either you don't believe in those beliefs or like you just like spiritually don't connect. Like with my family, I never really got into it with them when I was younger, nor knew like any knowledge. I didn't really like focus on it to like now growing up.
Yeah.
And I think like with other beliefs, it's still hard for me to connect. And like there are some people out there that be like, oh, like if you don't believe in God, you're gonna go to hell, like saying shit like
Mhm.
that. And like it's just like we're literally in like 2022 now. Like, what are you gonna do? Burn me on the stake for not believing
Right.
in something?
Right, okay, girl, do it. That's like what I'm
Like, burn
saying.
me.
Yeah. And that's what I don't like either because I feel like every religion is different, but my family like grew up like Catholic and like Christian and stuff, and like their beliefs are very like I don't know, they're too restrictive, and it's like that's one thing that I don't know if it's because I just don't like being restricted at all. I like being able to do whatever the hell I want to do, and it's like with that religion, it was like a lot of their beliefs were like, oh, men act this way, women act this way, men do this, women do this, and it also has to do a lot with like Hispanic culture. You know what I mean? I get like a lot of stuff is tradition and stuff like that, but it's like the one thing that like for example that never really sat with me like sat well with me was like men go to work so that like they can like raise their family blah blah blah, but it's like the women have to stay home and clean and do everything the man says you know it's like that never really sat well with me. I don't like that like if you are like based on your preferences like who you want to be with or like what you like and stuff like that, like that determines whether you're going to hell or to heaven and stuff like that. So it's like there are certain things that like from religions that like piece like bits and pieces that I do believe in or that like I like support, you know what I mean? But it's like other than that, it's like I went to Catholic school. Like my mom put me into a Catholic school. I did like I was baptized. I did like my first communion and stuff like that. But it's like even through all of that, even through like I had to go to church every Wednesday.
Yeah.
And so I'm like even through all of that, I was like I still like don't see this like benefiting me like or in my life or anything.
Hmm.
And so I don't know, it's just like hella weird and shit. And so I was just like, yeah, like I've always just been more into like spirituality and just like having everything be so spiritual. Like that's literally all like my tattoos. You know what I mean? It's like very like I've always been super, super attracted to like crystal balls or like the tarot card readings like have always been super interesting to me. And like now with crystals too. And it's like, yeah, like they're nice, like you said, like there are some pretty rocks or whatever, but it's like just like I feel like what I'm more attracted to was like the healing parts of it or like the
Yeah.
beneficial parts of it. You know what I mean? That's why I asked you for like the book and stuff because I've been reading the book and it's like knowing what each thing does and like what like the background is and where they come from and what they were
Yeah.
used for.
What
Like
part and what parts it actually like it helps like also like the energy
yeah,
wise, like the heart chakra, the throat, and like me. Um, yeah, like like there's a lot of crystals that are pretty, like that book that I gave you, like you get to see more in depth of like like all this stuff, like especially like right now I'm focusing more like prosperity,
yeah,
health, and wealth. Like I could care less about love because like I don't know, I believe that like the rose quartz has other benefits, and I think when it comes to like love for the rose quartz, I think it's more like loving yourself and like more healing for yourself than like finding love with someone else.
Yeah, and I don't know about like anybody else, but like for me personally, it's like to say like, "Oh, I'm with them because of a rock." Like that doesn't like that's so dumb to me because
Be
it's like
like,
yeah, like
yeah, or like being like, oh yeah, I got him obsessed because I did like a spell on him, a love
yeah,
spell.
like they
Like,
write their names on they write their names on a little piece of paper and they fold it. Like that to me is like so stupid because I'm
mhm,
like one like love, especially from like what I've gotten to experience like with my like past one and like with all the other ones too. It's like love is such a natural thing that comes and it's all about like there's so much to it. You know what I mean? There's so much like there's like trust, there's communication, there's like that connection more than anything, that chemistry. And it's like obviously like you could yeah like like for some people if you do it right you could get like your soulmate and stuff through like a rose quartz or whatever, but it's like at the end of the day it's like if I don't know, like I feel like it's all of the relationships like that are not genuine, that are like always like altered in a way, never last.
yeah,
So it's like yeah, like you're getting a lot out of it, like if you're doing it right or whatever, like you get like a lot of happiness and you're getting a lot of good things, but it's like that doesn't last for a very long time. And then you're back to square one, and then it's like your entire life is just gonna be filled with a lot of people who were there like artificially, you know what I mean? Like not genuinely.
yeah.
I don't know, I'm excited. I feel like I've been reading a lot about it with like the book you like let me borrow and stuff.
Oh, and
So
it's the therapy one too. Like that's like more like in depth about like essential oils, like
yeah.
lavender, um, lemongrass, lemon, rosemary.
Hmm.
It's really good too. And it like there's also like some that helps with crystals too.
Oh yeah, do you still need essential oils?
No, I bought some.
Okay, because I have this whole like I was gonna use them, but then I'm like, because I used them a while back, and there's still a lot of it like left over, but it's like I just like don't use them anymore, at least right now. But it's like a whole case.
Bitch.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know if you want it because it's been there for a bit, and I have like holiday ones and like
Don't
Halloween
you
ones.
don't you need it for like stuff like your business?
Yeah, but
See?
I mean, I'm
What?
like no, but it's like I'm putting a hold on that because I'm like I just like I want to focus on one thing at a time and not put too much on my plate, especially with like the new job and stuff. It's like I really don't know what my days off are gonna look like or like how much time I'm gonna have just because it's a whole new responsibility. So it's like I don't want to like make a promise that I can't keep, or I don't want to like try to do something that I know I'm not gonna have the time for. So for right now, it's on pause, but it's like I just like I want to stick to the podcast because the
Are you
podcast is
still
really
into
good.
eyelash extensions? Are
Hmm?
you still into eyelash extensions?
I want to. I feel like I want to.
Now she does it, and like maybe I could have her like help you and stuff.
Yeah, because I know I have to get like licensed and like certified and stuff. At least here, like in California and shit.
Send
So
you
it's
her
like,
page. Yeah,
hmm?
I'm gonna send you her page. You should not only do lashes, but you should do microblading for eyebrows. Cause the girl that
That's
did
what I
my
wanted. Hmm.
eyebrows, she says she trains people too.
You send me a page. I don't know if that's like the same one.
No, that's another one.
The Diane page. Thing.
That's a different one. That's the girl that did like the lips in the first time. Like,
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
Hmm.
cool. Yeah, yeah. Send it over. Cause I'm down. I'm still down to do something on the side too. Just cause like I don't know. Like I feel like I want to do something like that.
I've been thinking I kind of want to pursue tattooing.
You should.
Be like, get you
I
free tattoos.
I wanted to get like this like it's like a stick and is it a stick and poke? Is that what it's called?
Oh,
Yeah, stick and poke, like this little kit that comes with like fake skin and everything, and you kind of like get the hang of it and stuff. This
mhm.
it comes with like everything, and I was like, oh, I kind of want to do that. That I can give myself like my own tattoos. Because I'm like, I hate like they're so nice, but it's like I don't want to pay like so much fucking money for tattoos.
Mhm.
I feel like out of everything that I've ever bought myself, like my tattoos are like the most expensive thing
Mhm. Me
that like
too.
I've ever like given myself. But I like them though. I feel like yeah,
Mhm.
I want to keep getting more. Like my next one is gonna be like on my shoulder. That way I can complete my arm and shit. But it's like yeah, I'm like I'm just waiting on it because I don't know when.
Yeah. Mm, weird. Okay, what else should we talk about?
I don't know. Let's see. We talked about work, relationships, friendships. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like with friendships at work and stuff, like it's been pretty on and off. I feel like with me personally, like friendships in general have been like really, really like on and off. But I feel like I don't know. It's weird because like back then, I feel like I would get attached, and if like somebody wouldn't text me like in a day or so, I'd be like I would like overreact, and I feel like I thought like they were mad at me or something, or like I
Mm,
did something wrong. But like I've learned with time too that like with people in your life, again, whether it's like friendship, well, mostly with friendships, because I feel like relationships are so different now. But it's like with friendship, it's like you could be really, really close to somebody, you could be like the best of friends with someone, and it's like and I feel like someone who is really, really there for you, someone who's down for you, like you don't have to text them every day to like reassure yourself that they're gonna be there for you and that they're like
yeah.
genuinely there
Oh
for
my god,
you.
it's crazy because I was just talking to my boyfriend about that. Like,
Yeah.
I think the best friendships are the ones that you don't have to talk to them every day because,
Mm.
like, like not talking to them for like even like for a month or like weeks. The fact that you can just go back to them and act like nothing has happened, just catch up with each other, make sure
Uh,
okay is like really good. But the fact that like like the friendships were like you guys don't talk for a month and then you find out that like like they're doing this and that, like I think that's heartbreaking because like like that's like your trust getting broken.
that's what I'm saying. I feel like that I've definitely learned that now, and I feel like with like the newer friends, like with us too, it's like I feel like we don't even talk like every day, unless like some shit happens and stuff like that, or like when we hang out. But it's like it's nice to have something like that, like we're not texting 24/7, but I know that like if I need something or if you need something or if we want to reach out to each other, like we're there, and then it's like, you know,
Yeah.
like we're super close, you know what I mean? Like that's like definitely like the friendships like that is like now like I'll see that and I'm like, okay, cool, like this person is like
Hmm.
down, like this person like is genuinely there for me. You know what I mean? Because it sucks when you like meet friends who like you're always there for them, like whenever they need you. Like I've had friends where like I've literally like woken up at 3 a.m. just to answer their calls because they went through some shit and I was there to listen. But then it's like when I needed that favor, like they were very distant or very like, oh sorry, I can't help you. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And it's like, yeah, like I'm never gonna rub anything into like people's faces. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh well, why can't you do this? If I did that for you, I'm like, I don't care. Like it's not that big of a deal. I'm just like, you don't have to say anything for me to just see like your true colors. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Because it's like I would do that for anybody else, but if they're not down to do that for me, then it's like I can't do like the one sided like relationships or friendships like that shit doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Get that.
But I feel like we should talk about like what we want to do like later on. Like what are our goals like for this year?
Hmm.
Like I guess just like end it because I don't want to have it be too long either. But like just like to end it on a really nice note, like our episode and shit. Like
I think
what are our goals for this
like
year?
I don't know. Like with school right now, I still on my break because like like the whole like I'm still doing therapy.
Yeah,
Well,
I love
I
therapy.
know
I
I keep crying, but like right now I'm like I'm trying to. I don't really like therapy, but like
really
I have like an appointment coming up, but
yeah.
my next session. But right now I'm taking a break of school still, and like I don't know. Right now, like I do want to like go into veterinary medicine,
Uh,
but and I'll probably not as like an actual veterinarian because like that's like taking 18 years of my life, and like I'm
shit,
like
yeah.
too much. So I might just be like an assistant, so I just work at like front office, or like just help with like exams and all that.
Yeah.
And I really do want to do like tattooing and see the guy I'm talking to. We're not even talking, we're just dating. Yeah. And I don't know, lately I've been at the point in my life after turning 19 that like, living in the Bay Area, a lot of people think it's hyped up, but I think it's kind of overrated. I'm at the point in my life right now that like I do want to go explore, go on trips, and like maybe
Mm,
if the places that I go explore, I might live out there. Because like, not
yeah,
gonna lie, I've never been to the East Coast, and I want to go out there.
I'm down.
Like, you're all like, I'll go with you.
I'll go with you. I have my Southwest credit and everything. I'm like, I'll go with you. I'll
Oh
get a
my god,
flight. I'm
my
like,
aunt used it already.
really? Oh, to
There's a
come
lot
out
of.
like, oh shit.
I
Okay.
know. I was like, what the fuck?
I know. I don't know when to work. I might use it. I feel like I might save it for like when we go on a trip.
Yeah, you should save it.
Yeah, we should go to like LA.
Oh my god, you in LA?
No, because I feel like you and I both have like really good connections on LA, so I feel like we'd be able to have like a really good time. Or we could save it to go to North Carolina.
Oh, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm thinking about going in May.
I'm down.
You
I'm
done?
like, I'm like me just wanting to go anywhere. I'm like, I'm down. Like, take me with you. I dropped out of school, so I'm like, I'm not going to school right now. So yeah, financial aid was like, we can't help you. And I was like, okay, well, fuck y'all. So yeah, I'm like, I'm not about to pay all that money out of pocket. So it's like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, I really wanted to. At first I really did have like that pressure of like being like, oh, the first person in my family to go to college. But then it's like I had other older relatives who were starting college while I was still in high school, but it's like they never finished. So now it's like all eyes were on me, like freshly out of high school, and they were like, oh, like you're gonna be the first person to graduate from high school, go to college, and finish college. But then it's like as like time went on, I was like, I really can't do this. I'm like I feel like what I want to do anyways like doesn't really require school. I feel like what you want to do like okay cool like that might like you obviously need like the degrees and like the experience for that, but it's like I just want to be like I just want to have my business. I want to do like and like my family is like super like business oriented, so it's like a lot of what is required I do know from them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, like maybe like a degree in that field is super helpful, but it's like I'm not gonna do it if it's gonna be costing me like hella money that like I just don't have right now, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. What else? I'm into stocks.
Oh my god, okay. So either you or somebody else needs to teach me about that because I keep hearing everything about
I'm still
um,
learning.
crypto and like NFTs. I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck that is. I'm like, I have Bank of America.
I have
Like, I have Bank of America.
I
Like, I
know
don't know.
Zelle.
Yeah, I know Zelle. I know Cash App. Like, you can Venmo me. I'm like, I don't know. Like, yeah. So I'm like, I don't know. I want to learn for sure. Yeah.
What else? I don't know anymore.
I know. I feel like we like covered everything.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been recording for how long? Like, wait, an hour and 30 minutes.
Good luck editing that.
A whole movie. I know. I usually leave it unedited. I just want to like, should I blur like not blur, but should I like censor like the name?
What if I get sick?
Imagine. I don't think we can get sued because I feel like oh wait, but it's before I leave. Yeah.
You still gotta blur it.
Yeah. Bleep.
Yeah. Have we
Alright. What?
have we covered everything?
I think we covered everything. I think this was like a really fun episode. Thank you for joining me.
We
I feel
we should have done it when we were drunk.
I know. I feel like next time we gotta do it again, but we gotta do it with Val. I feel like Val has to be a part of it because us like yeah, under the influence was like hella
So,
funny. That was like that shit was hella funny. But yeah, I'm down. Can't wait for our next trip. I hope you guys really liked this episode. We kept it real. I'm definitely gonna edit it because I feel like I don't want like to keep it super long, especially like me like leaving and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll have Destiny's social media linked down below. I'll have mine down there. She's really popular on TikTok right now and on Instagram, so go give her a follow. Wait, what'd you say?
gotta go post TikToks.
Me, I just posted one. I was waiting for you.
Oh, I know. I saw your story. I was like, yeah, I need to like it.
Alright, well, I'll see you guys on the next episode.